Good evening and welcome to the June 15th, 2016 Town Board meeting. I'll officially call the meeting to order and I'll ask everyone to please rise for the pledge tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Cole.
Here.
LaFountain.
Here.
Metzler.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Quinn is absent.
Thank you very much. We'll move right into communications and announcements, and I'll recognize our town clerk, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. A couple of weeks ago, the town of Penfield hosted its annual free rabies clinic. At the clinic, we had 118 dogs and 54 cats that were vaccinated. Thank you to all our staff from the town that came out to help with the event, and we look forward to hosting another event next year. Also, I'm pleased to announce that the 6th annual Penfield Business Chamber Golf Tournament to benefit Shepherd Home will be on Monday, July 25th at Penfield Country Club. This year's event is again sponsored by Family First Federal Credit Union. We are pleased to announce that our honorary chair this year will be Naomi Silver, who is the president and chief executive of the Rochester Red Wings. The tournament includes lunch, door prizes, golfing contests throughout the course, steak dinner, and live auction. Registration is open and the cost is $150 per golfer. You may register online at www.penfieldbusiness.org or call the PBC at 348-8360. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Messler.
I have quite a few announcements regarding our Independence Day celebration. Penfield will celebrate Independence Day on Saturday, July 2nd. The annual parade will begin at 10 a.m. at Penfield High School and travel to Penfield Community Center via Route 441. This year's parade marshal is our Penfield Fire Company, and the parade MC is Mr. Don Alhart. The festivities will continue at Harris Whalen Park beginning at 5 p.m. with the music of Black Rabbit and Doghouse and food and fun. The famous fireworks show will begin at 10 p.m. Restrictive traffic patterns will go into effect surrounding the park at 9:45 p.m. For complete details, please see penfield.org. Also, to guarantee safe passage for emergency vehicles during the town's Independence celebration, parking restrictions will be enforced. There will be no parking signs posted on Friday, July 1st and removed after the event. The Sheriff's Office will be monitoring compliance and tickets will be issued and cars towed at owner's expense. The fireworks and traffic flow and parking rules and restrictions for the evening of July 2nd will go into effect at 9:45 p.m. These rules, along with complete details for the day, can be found at our website at www.penfield.org. Also, there is a project to resurface the tennis and basketball courts at Veterans Memorial Park. This project has begun, and weather permitting, the project should be finished by this Monday, June 20th. And that's all I have for this evening.
Great, thank you very much. Just a couple of items. All residents that are interested in commenting on the future land use of Shadow Lake, Shadow Pines are invited to a public information meeting a week from tonight. That is June 22nd at 7 p.m. right here in the auditorium. The purpose of the meeting is to share information on the moratorium, provide an update from the moratorium committee, and to receive input, and most importantly, receive input from Penfield residents regarding ideas for future land use of the shadow properties. If you have any ideas to share but can't attend the meeting, I would encourage you to log on at penfield.org, and you can do that right through June 30th, and you can fill out right on the Shadows site and provide your information. Our town staff will gather all of that. They'll prepare a report and have it available for the meeting of the committee in July. So again, that's Wednesday the 22nd, 7 p.m., right here in the auditorium. And then just a note, the town offices will be closed on Monday, July 4th, in observance of Independence Day. And also, the town library will be closed from Saturday, July 2nd through Monday, July 4th. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Penfield Trails Committee will sponsor a free public hike at Abraham Lincoln Park on Saturday, July 9th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Explore the ups and downs of this county park from wooded uplands to the Bay Shore Trail connections. Please look for the hike signs. While the hike is free, participants are encouraged to pre-register by contacting the Penfield Recreation Department at 340-8655. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Cole.
The Penfield Players announces auditions for their staged reading of Joe Oran's play on Tuesday, June 28th, and Wednesday, June 29th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center. This is a dark farce. There is one performance only on Saturday, July 30th at 2 p.m. at the Community Center. Admission is free, but donations are accepted. For more information about the Penfield Players, please visit penfieldplayers.org. And my other announcement is my next community chat will be this coming Tuesday, June 21st, from 5:30 to 7 in the new book area at the Penfield Library, if you'd like to come and visit.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Horowitz?
Nothing further tonight, Mr. Supervisor.
All right. Thank you, sir. This will take us to public participation, 2 opportunities to address the board on any matter at this time, and again at the end of the agenda. You can do that if you're here in the audience. You can call in at 340-8771, or you can log on at penfield.org. Seeing no one in the audience and no calls coming from downstairs, we'll move on to additions and deletions to the agenda, please.
Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to offer 3 additions to the agenda today. First one is 16T-154, acceptance of financial statements and independent auditors report for 2015. Second one is 16T-155, authorization to maintain properties and assess the charges to the 2017 property tax bill. And finally, 16T-156, setting a public hearing and final subdivision and site plan approval to allow 11 residents in Phase 5 of the Abington Place subdivision. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Thank you. Will show up as resolutions 154, 155, and 156 under new business. We'll move on to our minutes. We have the minutes of May 4th, 2016 before us. Would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I move that the minutes of May 4th be accepted.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion by the board? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Petitions. Since the last meeting, has the board, town clerk, or town attorney received any petitions? Okay, seeing none. Move on to resolution by function under law and finance, please.
Authorization for town supervisor to sign a professional service contract with Aquatech Irrigation Incorporated for sprinkler system repairs.
Move.
Second.
Whereas the town board has established extension number 56 to the Penfield Consolidated Sanitary Sewer District for the purpose of providing sanitary sewers to 185 properties within the Parkview White Village Drive project area. Whereas 3 quotes were obtained and Aqua Irrigation Inc. was the low bidder. Whereas these repairs are within the scope of the contingency for the project and will not require additional money to be bonded. Therefore, be it resolved that Aqua Irrigation Inc. is awarded a contract to provide professional services for irrigation services within the town of Penfield. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign a contract for these professional services not to exceed $2,500. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. Granting a conditional use permit to allow a jewelry shop at 1759 Penfield Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town board of the town of Penfield held a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on June 1st, 2016 at 7 p.m. on said date to consider the application and to hear all persons interested in the question of the issuance of this conditional use permit for a jewelry shop at 1759 Penfield Road in the Four Corners. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant's request for a conditional use permit to allow a jewelry shop is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. For the record, Mr. Supervisor, there are 6 conditions, and these are all consistent with applicants that we've seen before us that have similar type of activities or businesses in the Four Corners zoning district. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion?
This is located across from the St. Joseph Cemetery, house that used to be, well, back in the day, right, it was a nunnery. That was a nunnery for St. Joe's Church. A lot of people that have been in Penfield a long time will remember that. But they've been doing a really good job in fixing up the building. Yes.
Keeping it within the character of the area, so.
Yes.
Great job. Okay, thank you. Seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Granting a conditional use permit and preliminary and final site plan approval to allow a 4,500 plus or minus square foot mixed-use commercial and apartment building at 1861 Penfield Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Penfield held a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on June 1st, 2016 at 7 p.m. to consider the application and to hear all persons interested in a 4,500 square foot mixed-use commercial and apartment building at 1861 Penfield Road in the Four Corners zoning district. Be it resolved that the applicant's request for this permit and preliminary and final site plan approval for the 4,500 square foot mixed-use commercial and apartment building at 1861 Penfield Road is hereby granted subject to the following conditions. Again, there are 11 conditions on this application. All 11 conditions are consistent with this type of use within the Four Corners zoning district. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion.
And this property is located east of Itakate Restaurant in Four Corners.
And the character of the building, as we heard and saw at the public hearing, will be similar to that of what we see with Incognito, again, within the character of that stretch. So look forward to that building starting to take shape.
Yes.
All right, seeing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Granting incentive zoning and preliminary and final re-subdivision and site plan approval to allow a 7,200 square foot retail building at 2140 and 2146 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application was received by the Penfield Town Board under Local Law 2 of 2003, known as the Penfield Incentive Zoning Law, to consider the application for incentive zoning and preliminary and final re-subdivision and site plan approval for the development of a 7,200 square foot retail building on 2.3 acres. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant's request for incentive zoning and preliminary and final subdivision and site plan approval for the development of this 7,200 square foot building is hereby granted following this, or subject to the following conditions. For the record, there are roughly 16 conditions. Many of these conditions apply to the LUAMP plan for that particular area, that part of town, the 250-441 area. Many of them are also conditions set forth in standards and compliance of the Penfield Town Code. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion?
Well, the one thing that's interesting, this is Penfield Landing, which is next to, well, it's all part of Jeremiah's, Mo's, Panera, and so on. But back when the incentive zoning was first discussed, we wanted to have an access road that would go from where the Target light, across from Target, the light is, to Penfield Road. So it'd be 250 to Penfield Road. And in this, with this development, it is listed that the applicant will be responsible for constructing access from the Penfield Landing complex through Fairport 9 Mile Point Road to the trail property north to create alternate access to Penfield Road for his project. So this is making a final, this is finally coming to fruition with this project, that there'll be an alternative access, which is, it's always been very important to the town with a local access management plan. I just wanted to point that out. That was something from,
Thank you. Thank you.
I was the only one on the town board when that was first approved, so.
Very
It
good.
stands out in my mind.
Okay. Seeing no further
Thank you.
discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Amending the contract for the construction of sanitary sewers within the Parkview Drive, White Village Drive area, extension 56 of the Consolidated Sanitary Sewer District.
Moved.
Second.
The town board has established extension number 56 to the Penfield Consolidated Sanitary Sewer District for the purpose of providing sanitary sewers to 185 properties within the Parkview Drive, White Village Drive project area. Whereas after thorough evaluation of all the bids, it was determined that the bid received from Fine Line Pipeline, Inc. was the low bidder and met the town's bidding requirements for this project. Whereas on February 18, 2015, by resolution, the town board awarded a contract for the construction of sanitary sewers within the Parkview Drive, White Village Drive project area for a total bid amount of $1,700,000. Whereas change orders to the original contract amount are necessary based on a storm sewer pipe in need of repair in an amount not to exceed $3,000, and whereas the change orders are within the scope of the contingency for the overall project and will not require additional money be bonded. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board acting as commissioners of the district concur that this expansion of the scope of the project is prudent and therefore authorize the increase in contract as outlined in change orders number 4 in an amount not to exceed $3,000.
Thank you. Discussion.
I would just note that affixed to the resolution and available on our website for review is the change order that's referenced in the resolution that sets out the different terms and prices set forth for the addition to the original contract amount.
Great. Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Acceptance of ownership and maintenance responsibility for drainage improvements within the New York State right-of-way of Route 441 in conjunction with the construction of an enclosed drainage systems relating to the University of Rochester Urgent Care Facility.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town of Penfield is requiring that a portion of the stormwater drainage system be enclosed along Penfield Road in conjunction with the new urgent care building construction on the north side of the road. Whereas in order to accommodate the new storm drainage required for the project, the developer needs to connect to the existing drainage system owned by New York State, as more particularly shown on a map and plan attached to this resolution. Whereas the state of New York will only allow the enclosed drainage to be constructed and connected to the state highway drainage system if the town of Penfield accepts ownership and responsibility for all maintenance and repairs of the pipe from the catch basin at the right-of-way line to the 4-foot diameter state manhole, and maintenance cleaning of the same state manhole and its outlet pipe to the adjacent downstream manhole. Whereas the New York State Department of Transportation shall not be liable for any damage or injury to the developer, property owner, its agents, employees, or any other person or property covered by the highway work permit. Now therefore be it resolved that upon construction of the enclosed drainage connection, the town of Penfield agrees to own, maintain, and repair the pipe from the catch basin at the right-of-way line to the 4-foot diameter state manhole and to perform maintenance cleaning of the same manhole and its outlet pipe. Also, to the fullest extent permitted by law, the town of Penfield agrees to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless the state of New York, the State Department of Transportation, and their agents against all claims, damages, losses, and expenses, including claims for personal injuries, property damage, wrongful death, environmental claims, and attorney's fees arising out of any claim that are in any way associated with the developer, property owner's activities or operations related to the drainage connection covered by the highway work permit. This resolution shall take effect immediately, and be it further resolved, the town clerk is hereby directed to transmit 2 copies of this resolution to the New York State Department of Transportation.
Great. Thank you. Discussions. Seeing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Amending the contract for retaining walls on 5 Mile Line Road and Browncroft Boulevard.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas on October 21st, 2015, the town board awarded a contract to RM Landscape to reconstruct the retaining wall located at 5 Mile Line Road per the town specifications. And whereas during the course of the reconstruction, additional work to the railing was found to be needed, and a quote was requested from RM Landscape. Be it resolved, the board hereby authorizes an amendment to the original contract as follows. Original contract amount, $8,923.89. Contract amendment, $1,731.99, for a revised contract amount of $10,655.88. Whereas on October 21st, 2015, this town board awarded a contract to Rochester Lawn Care to reconstruct the retaining wall located at Browncroft Boulevard per the town specifications, and whereas additional topsoil was necessary to properly finish the surrounding area. Whereas material costs were to be borne by the town, be it resolved that the board hereby authorizes an amendment to that original contract as follows. Original contract amount, $19,500. Contract amendment, $364, for a revised contract amount of $19,864.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for town supervisor to sign contracts for town rabies clinic.
Moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the town board authorizes the town supervisor to sign the following contracts for the Penfield Rabies Clinic with the following providers, subject to the review by the town attorney. Amelia Monachino, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, for veterinarian services for a fee of $150, and Stacy Crippen, licensed veterinary technician, for veterinarian technician services for a fee of $75.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes.
This brings us to old business. Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none. New business, and we'll start with resolution number 154, please.
Acceptance of financial statements and independent auditors' reports for 2015.
Moved.
Second.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Whereas the town of Penfield engages the services of Bonadio and Company, LLP, to prepare financial statements and an independent auditor's report for fiscal year 2015. Whereas the town board has reviewed said statements and reports and finds all information to be in order. Now be it resolved, the town board hereby accepts the financial statements as prepared by Bonadio and Company, LLP, for 2015.
Okay, thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization to maintain properties and assess the charges to the 2017 property tax bills.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the purpose of the Code of the Town of Penfield includes, among other things, to provide for safety, health protection, and general welfare of persons and property within the town of Penfield by requiring the maintenance of all such properties within the town. Whereas property owners of 3520 Atlantic Avenue, 41 Daytona Avenue, 1558 5 Mile Line Road, 123 Longsworth Drive, 24 Rossman Drive, 17 White Hill Drive, and 105 Willow Pond Way have failed to maintain their properties in accordance with the applicable code requirements, which is resulting in concerns for safety, health protection, and general welfare of the surrounding persons and property. Whereas the town staff has continually requested the maintenance of subject properties by the owners, to no result. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board further authorizes that said cost of maintenance and any necessary subsequent maintenance during the 2016 season be charged to the 2017 property tax bill of each property. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes. Setting a public hearing for final subdivision and site plan approval to allow 11 residences in Phase 5 of the Abington Place subdivision on 3.74 acres at 1229 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas pursuant to Local Law 2 of 2003, known as the Penfield Incentive Zoning Law, on May 4th, 2011, the town board granted preliminary overall approval of 99 single-family residents and final approval for 28 residents in Phase 1 of Abington Place subdivision. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Penfield will hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on July 20th, 2016 at 7 p.m. on said date to consider the application and to hear all persons on the question of consideration of this application. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, I ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole?
Aye.
LaFountain?
Aye.
Metzler?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
4 ayes.
This brings us to our second opportunity for public participation. Is there anyone that would like to address the board on any matter? Seeing none, and seeing there being no further business to come before the board this evening, the June 15th, 2016 meeting of the Town Board stands adjourned at 7:28 p.m. Thank you. Thank you, Penfield TV.